Hi everyone, welcome to The Slot, the channel where we spread the love for culture, literature, history, art, mythology and everything. And today we're gonna rank every legendary Greek god of the pantheon, or at least the most important 20, and let's begin. First, I want to talk about Helios. Helios was the depiction of the sun. In the Greek pantheon, Greek people were seeing this sun coming by morning and going away by night, so they just symbolize it with this god on a flying chariot that was crossing the sky by the day and then, go down. He was not, he was of course linked to many good things. For me, the sun is quite important, so that's why we'll put it in the middle, in prey sometimes. Then we have Selene. I think this is the name. Selene was the goddess of the moon. She was an interesting character because the Greek people were looking at the night as something mysterious with a double nature. And for example, she fell in love with a human, with a mortal, and since she loved him so much, he decided to put him to an eternal sleep, so his beauty could be preserved. And a bad girl, basically, but it was interesting because it was the double face of the good and the bad of the night. And for me it was quite interesting. That's why I would put it in take my donation. Now let's take Aphrodite. That in this photo probably it's not clear how beautiful supposedly she was. Honestly, I don't like her. I think she was not a good person. Okay, she was with the Festus. She was her wife, his wife, but she was cheating on him with many other gods, even Ares. Ares was the most hated Greek god, but she cheated on his husband even with him. So you understand how crazy is this girl. And then she started the war of Troy, okay, because she gave Helen to Paris, okay, to Paris. Okay, yeah. So yeah, she was a bad person. Of course, Greek people loved her, but she was born from the form of Uranus, of the sea form of Uranus. But I think she was not a good symbol. That's why I would put her in the I don't kneel. Now, here we have Dionysius, I think. Yes, I'm not sure, so I will do it later. Let's talk about Poseidon. Poseidon, for me, it's a god. He was the god of the sea, of the oceans. He has this very short temper. It was, easy to get angry, and people were always, playing with this personality, and that's why he was always getting on his fury and doing things bad, like what he did with the Medusa. That you can look at my previous video. It was very, very bad. It was, just to ask his revenge on Athena. He did something bad to Medusa. That's why, it's not a good boy, but I like it because I like the ocean, and I like this, character with the trident that dominate the seas. And at the end, it reflects actually what was the ocean. That could be scary sometimes. Sometimes it was calm, but some other times it was on his rage, the ocean, the sea, and everything. And that's why I think it's a very accurate figure. Then I think this is Dionysius, because as you can see there is okay, I'm not even sure. So okay, wait. Athena. Athena was another funny character. She was born supposedly with her armor already on, and she was cool. She fought with Poseidon for the dominion of the city of Athens, and at the end she won. That's why they called that city Athena. And she was this warrior lady, virgin. That she was also the goddess of the war, but not the war in a brutal meaning. The war as warfare, as diplomacy, and that's why I think she's a very cool Greek goddess, and I will take my donation. Now, okay, wait, I forget. Okay, Hades. Hades was the god of the afterlife, and yes, I kinda like it because in it's not like in other mythology that it's depicted as someone bad. Okay, it's just the ruler of the afterlife. And there is all of the story with Persephone that we will talk later. But yeah, just to say that he was not a bad person. He was just doing his job, hoping to do it in the best way, even if people at the end looking at him like someone that could be evil. But he was not. I mean, it was just it's like a I was saying something very, very, very hip hop. I will not say. Yeah, it's just, no, I mean, it's like a cop. Okay, he's just doing his job. You cannot hate it for that. Now let's move to Hestia. She was quite a boring god, and by definition actually, because yeah, she was the goddess of balance, of I mean also family, everything. I mean, she was a woman, and in the Greek pantheons, every woman is linked to these values. The thing about her is that she was, I mean, so balanced that she was not taking part in all the stories of the gods and the goddess. That's why, I mean, she's not a bad girl. I would not put it in I don't kneel, but in the I don't believe you. Like, okay, you exist, you are not doing anything bad, but you're not doing anything extraordinary, not even good. Now let's talk about Nyx. She's a very interesting god, and for me, it's definitely a god. Probably you didn't hear about her because she's a secondary god in the stories, but not in the pantheon. She's one of the oldest gods ever. She was born from the chaos itself. She was the goddess of the night, of the mystery, and like all the bad things that they were depicted as a gods, they were their sons, like the god of death, the god of doom, and the god of sleep. All these things. They were her sons. And it was very, very interesting because yeah, everything chaotic was linked to her, and even if she's not an essential part of the Greek myths, she's essential for the cosmos. The cosmos to work needs a part of order and a part of chaos, and she's the chaos. Now let's talk about Eros. Eros, as you know, was this guy just shooting arrows at people and making them falling in love. This, I mean, it's cool for the myth, and we all know about him. But yeah, I mean, it's powerful as a power, to make people fall in love, shooting arrows, and yeah, very cinematic. But at the same time, I don't feel like to praise to pray for him. I mean, he's not doing anything worthy for the world. He's just messing around with feelings. And then we have Demeter. Demeter is, I mean, we'll put it here because yeah, she's not that funny for me. But the most important story about her is that when Hades kidnapped Persephone, her daughter, as a revenge, she created the first winter. And unlike winter, but I don't like that you did it, against the humanity. I mean, you had to punish Hades, not the humanity. Even because with the winter, more people will die and they will go to the afterworld. So Hades can be maybe happy about it. So what are you doing, girl? So she created the first winter, and at the end they found a deal with Persephone that will come as the spring. That's why we're taking Persephone now, and yeah, for me, just pray something a little better than. No, you know what? Take my donation because she found a way to to do as to intermediate. Okay, so she said to Hades, okay, I will stay half of the year with you, the winter and the autumn, and then summer and spring I will be with my mother in the earth. So she found a compromise, and was very smart of her. And then we have Gaia, the mother of all the gods and everything. She was linked to the earth itself. That's why she was so powerful. For me, she is in this tier because yes, you did a lot of things, but then you helped the gods, the new gods of the pantheon with Zeus to take the throne of Uranus. And then what happened? And then you got angry that they started to hunt the giants, that they were her sons, the Titans and the giants. So she didn't do many smart moves And I mean, she could have been definitely wiser, and yeah, didn't give all the power to Zeus. That then he messed up everything. And I mean, Zeus, as you know, is not the most reliable person in the world. And then we have Artemis. Artemis, it's a god for me because it's the goddess of the hunt, the gods of the wildlife. She can speak with animals. She helped her mother to give birth to Apollo, that it's her twins. And yeah, I just love this idea of this girl with a bow hunting down the prey, but at the same time loving them. She was also the double face of the predator and the prey, and I mean, it was very cool. Now let's talk about Hermes, the messenger of the god, and even the one that was going, more than most of the other between the earth and the Olympus, because I mean, he has to send all the messages. And yeah, I don't know, I mean, it's the god of communication. I mean, it's important, but it's not one of my favorites, so I think I would just put it in I don't believe you. And then there is Ares. Ares is terrible. Everyone hate he's the lover of Aphrodite. That's why probably they're okay together in the I don't kneel category. The problem about Ares is that was symbolizing the brutality of war, not the war in the like as a need, but as something for fun, and that was not good. It was not appreciated by Greek people. That's why it was the god just of the very stubborn warriors that they just wanted the blood, and nothing to be proud about it. And now we have Zeus. Zeus, I will put it in I don't believe you. Honestly, I don't like it, and I will explain you why. He's a bad person. He's a very bad person. Probably not like Aphrodite, but he just took the throne to his father Reunion, and then messed up everything. He had a lot of affairs with many different people, and he didn't care about giving birth to new children. He just didn't care about anything. He was there with this lightning made by Hephaestus, and it was very. It was of course representing the turbulence of the storm, of the thunder. But he was not a good person, so I would put it in I don't believe you. And then we have Hera, the sister and wife of Zeus. Even her, she was probably even in the present times, because she was kind of dealing with all the affairs of Zeus. She was trying to discourage him, but it was not working. And it was on and on. And she was also the goddess of mothers of fertility. So yeah, she was helping the pantheon. And I will put it in a present times because at the end she was going through a very hard situation. And it's clear why she was not acting that good. Sorry, I made a mistake. This was Hermes, and this was Hephaestus. Hephaestus for me is another take my donation. He didn't have a lot of charisma, but at the same time was really crafting the weapon for all the gods and the semi-gods, the kids of the gods and so on. And it was a man that it was the husband of Aphrodite. Even Aphrodite was messing around with many men, and he's always been loyal. He was not caring about the gods' businesses. He was just doing his job, and he was representing the dignity of the working. That's why for me, probably it's even a god. He was a very good guy that was witnessing all the bad stuff of the gods, but he was not getting corrupted by that. Then we have Apollo. Apollo was the god of the sun. For me, nothing that interesting. He has, the son of the wisdom, of the poetry, and the music. He was always, singing and playing, and everyone was kind of get obsessed and hypnotized by his music. But nothing that interesting for me, but at the same time a good god. And then we have Dionysius, that I will put in the bottom. because honestly he's the god of wine, is the god of nothing. I mean, it's one of the minor gods ever, and it's even so useless. I mean, you're just doing things around this. I mean, you're not interesting guy. You're just you're the not even the bad guy. You're the useless guy. You're the loser here. You just drink wine all the time, and yeah, you teach people how to make wine. I mean, I love wine, but it's such a minor thing. I mean, there is the god of thunder, and then who makes the wine? Okay, we cannot put it in the in the same at the same level. That's why for me it's a done deal. Thank you for following me, and see you very, very soon.